Hi there. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and how I think I can call myself an expert in branding and in alternative finance and fundraising. I'll also tell you why I'm possibly a little bit unusual. So, what I'll do is I'll take you back to 1996, if I can, a long time ago now, and tell you a little bit about the first business that I set up myself. Well, actually, with a friend, and that goes against the grain a little bit. And what made me a little bit unusual, because as a graduate from a business school, it's quite unusual to set up your own business so soon after having graduated. I graduated in 1993, having studied in Stirling and also done some studying in France and Strasbourg at the European Management School there. So I found myself in a management position in a tour operator, working in the French Alps. Yeah, it was tough, but somebody had to do it. But my friend John and I realized, we can do this as well as these guys. We had a really good skill set. By that point, we had a few years experience. So we set ourselves up in business, and you know what? We're still in business today and we're still friends. So there you go. But I obviously learned a lot of lessons. We'd had the great theory in these business schools, but once you get out there in practice, you're managing teams, you're selling, you're running the marketing plan. You learn a lot on the ground, and I also learned a lot about how to fund a business in the early stages. And I still own 50% of that business. Looking back, maybe we should have brought some investment in at an earlier stage to accelerate that. So in the practical sense, I've been immersed in it since '96, and yep, I've got the scars to show for it, but it's all been great fun. Through the 2000s, I bought another business in Scotland, and became immersed in the local community. And almost naturally, I found myself coaching others around me. And that was often in a collaborative relationship. I then formally became a business mentor around that time through a Scottish program, and really enjoyed that. Around about the same time, maybe a few years further into the 2000s, I was invited to give some guest lectures at a university in Glasgow, Glasgow Caledonian University. And what I realized I could do is I could tell the story of how to build a brand, the theoretical frameworks and so on, but give really lovely practical examples of what I'd done in my business or in my businesses up to that point. I then had an opportunity to run some projects for local government. And what we were experiencing after the financial crash was some really great businesses really not been able to grow as well as they should. And that was because they couldn't access traditional funding and finance to grow. So what we did was we developed an entrepreneur investor matching service, and that was probably partly due to what I'd experienced myself and the environment that was facing us. Developed a project called the Angel Share. And really what we were trying to do was support startup or early stage businesses in finding angel investing and putting them on the funding elevator to bring them up to a stage where they could then go on to venture capital investment and so on. And that project was very successful. We did very well. We were able to connect with local investors, national investors, support through crowdfunding initiatives and so on. There was a real cocktail of that early stage funding. I would immersed in the community, and what's great is very inclusive. So I got quite highly skilled and very well connected in a short period of time, and I was very grateful for the support agencies that allowed me to do that. And investing, a lot of it's about numbers, knowing your numbers, knowing the market. You've got to have a strong team. People invest in people. That's very true. Some of the best successes we saw were not the cleverest idea, or maybe even the most unique idea. There had to be the combination. There had to be the people there. And you know what? Then I start to realize what the secret sauce really is, and it's brand. It's a strong brand, or the potential to develop a strong brand. That's not logo or graphic design. That is the relationship, the connection with people, because ultimately the brand resides in their mind and heart. But the investors, once they see that the numbers work and the market's there, the strong team, then they'll start to see that they could build a brand around this. My personal investment, I'm not a huge investor, but the personal success I've had is investing in BrewDog. And while I think their beer is great, what was attractive was the brand. And it still makes BrewDog, puts them head and shoulders above all the competition. No one can touch them. No one can touch them in almost any domain, to be honest. But I've given you the disclosure, I'm an investor, so maybe there's a bit of a pitch there. So with all that, and it is unique, and it does make me a little bit unusual, I think in a nice way, I think I'm in a position to help not just startups, I'm in a position to help students, businesses to grow. If there's something just not quite right, maybe it's the secret sauce that we need to look at. So what I'd like you to do is connect with me, get in touch, help me coach, mentor, advise, or if you'd like me to speak at an event or just speak digitally, possibly to you or a group, then get in touch. I think there should be some contact details below. So do that, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon. Okay, thanks.